Hello, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. I'm Plate13 and today I've got a few things to open and I want to also showcase my collection. So a few people have asked me what's in my collection and what does 2 years of collecting WWE cards look like. I can't unfortunately show you the full range of cards that I have because there's over 1,000. And they're all in top loaders, sleeves top loaders, and they're all packaged away. But I'll show you my own personal collection. The cards that I won't list for sale and I'll keep, I don't know for how long, maybe forever. As long as I'm a wrestling fan, I think I'm going to hold on to them. But the first thing I want to do is actually show you this. I got a cherry pie from Cherry Collectibles and this arrived in the mail today, and in this you can potentially get basketball, NFL, baseball, soccer, UFC, WWE, but it could also be AEW, I would assume, Star Wars, entertainment, and much more. I don't know what much more is, maybe it's Pokemon, but they have a specific Pokemon one, but then again they also have specific NBA and soccer pies as well. So, and also entertainment. So this could be anything really. Last year I opened one and it was horrible. So let's hope that this year is a little bit better than last year's. Let's go. This is $75 Australian for one of these. So here we go. Please be something good. 3, 2, 1. What is that? Howard Mackie? Ghost Rider. Midnight Suns. Marvel Platinum. Okay, it's an autograph from Howard Mackie, the writer of Ghost Rider. I'm not a fan of many comic books, and Ghost Rider's not one of those. Creator Auto Red Rainbow. Okay. Red Rainbow. Alright. If you're a fan of Ghost Rider, maybe. Autograph of Howard Mackie. Interesting. All right. I don't know if that's better or worse than last year. Check out my video from last year. I opened one of these. It's in one of my shorts. So that's probably not going to stay in my collection. I'll see if any of my relatives are fans of Ghost Rider and whether they know who Howard Mackie is. And whether they're interested in the card. Other than that, if they're not, maybe we'll go on eBay. All right, that one's done and dusted for this year. Next thing I want to show off is the redemptions that I received. So these are from Topps. So if you have a look at my recent Topps videos, I pulled a few autographs and there were redemptions. Some of them, but actually all 3 of them are actually pretty good. There's 3 in here. So it comes with, when you get redemptions from Topps, it comes with a sheet and it tells you what's inside. I didn't actually look at the specific cards, but I saw that there were 3. So, moving that around, let's go. What's inside? Another envelope. So an envelope inside of an envelope. That old trick. Okay, ripping it is. I'll pull them out one at a time. Oh, I can't. They're all stuck together. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. First one is Alexa Bliss. I thought it was unnumbered because it's a a chrome autograph, but it's actually numbered 25 of 175, and that's an on-card Alexa Bliss autograph. That's fantastic. Next one is the one that I actually really wanted. Okay, so that one's pretty good. I can't believe I pulled that, because when I first started collecting wrestling cards, she was one of the autographs that I wanted to get, and I just couldn't get it. Just had absolutely no luck, and lucky enough to eventually pull it. So if you keep trying for 2 years, you will eventually get what you want. Spend millions of dollars doing it, but you'll get it. No, maybe not millions. All right, next card is Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Alexa Bliss is going into my collection, by the way, which I will show off later. But Dirty Dom, and that's the image variation gold, and that's number 21 of 25. And I thought that was a low serial number. I'll show you the back of that card. So that's a refractor, it says there, of Alexa Bliss. The next one is probably one of my favorites. I haven't seen the inscription. I'm quite disappointed that it's just DM there. I mean, could have written Dominic, but yeah, happy with that. Next one, Carlito, and that's number 3 of 10. And that's the black image variation as well. And so that's black around the edge, matches his shirt. Looks great. I'm so my favorite wrestler in the background. JD. Is he in this one as well? No, he's not in that one. JD McDonough in the background of Carlito there. Carlito couldn't even get a shot of his own. That's quite disappointing. The back of Dominic Mysterio there. Witnessed by Topps representatives to guarantee authenticity. There is that issue at the moment going around where there's the authenticity of some autographs or some memorabilia going around. I don't know if it really affects wrestling. And I don't know if it affects cards, because it's memorabilia, but that could be like, you know, baseballs or basketballs, jerseys, things like that. But cards are, you know, they don't just hand you one. They will hand you like a whole, you know, desk full, and they just sit there and sign them. I've witnessed John Cena signing them. I've witnessed a lot of people signing them, and yeah, even wrestling. It's on Raw, like Damian Priest. Who was he fighting? I can't remember who Damian Priest was fighting, but Drew McIntyre, and he was sitting at a desk signing cards. But anyway, that's Carlito. That will probably stay in my collection as well. So with that, you know, scandal that's going on at the moment, I don't know if it really affects cards. I wouldn't think it does, but who knows. So 3 autographs from Topps. The redemptions, they took a while, but they eventually all came, and they're all on card, which is quite amazing. I really like the on-card autos. Now, to the fun part, my personal collection. I've got a few cards which are quite random, and quite unique as well. I don't collect too many base cards, and I wouldn't consider them my personal collection, but yeah, I do collect the full base set of various sets. So Prism 2022, 23, 24, Select 22, 23, 24, Revolution 22, 23, Photogenic, Chronicles I didn't complete. There's too many. There's like 400 base cards. Elite, I've finished that quite easily. But all of those I keep sleeved in a folder so I can look through all the different cards. I'm not going to show them off. I mean, you know what base cards look like. But some of the unique cards that I've got, and that's the image variation John Cena. And that's a disco John Cena, by the way. The doctor of thugonomics himself. How could I get rid of that? I mean, who'd want to get rid of that? That's one of my favorite cards that I have in my collection. Quite strangely. There's a few others. Oh, actually, there's only one other, which is not an autograph. And that's LA Knight. And that's a metal card. That's from Impeccable. So I pulled all of these cards. I actually pulled myself, or pulled the redemptions and got the autographs or whatever. But yeah, this card I got myself, and the John Cena card I got myself. They're probably not worth that much, but you know, I do like them. Actually, I do have one other card which is not in that order. Try to find it quickly. Should be here. Oh yeah, there it is. Actually, no, I lie. I've got two more cards which are not autographs. So I managed to get this 55 boxes in maybe of select 2023 blasters, and I managed to finally pull the Firestorm. The card is not that valuable, but it's sentimental. It was a long journey to be able to pull a case hit, and I managed to get it. I've pulled 2 other zebras before, which are case hits for hobby, but it's not the true case hit. So the true case hit is the color wheel, which I never hit. And I opened like over 20 boxes of hobby in 2023. I've opened probably 10 in 2024, and yeah, have not hit a color wheel. It's crazy, but 55 boxes, and I think it was about 55, and I managed to hit the Firestorm, and it's of, you know, a wrestler that I actually like, so Bret Hart. The next card, I don't actually like the wrestler, but I have a nephew and a niece that actually do like him. So I'll keep him in my collection for right now. I pulled this quite recently, and that's Jey Uso. When they get a little bit older, if they're still wrestling fans and if they still like Jey Uso, I might gift it to him. But for now, I'll hold on to it. I can't see it declining in value for a wrestler that's been around for this long and does have a fairly big following, although I don't like him. I think that this would hold value, and what are the chances that I'll pull another one? Pretty slim. So, you know, if I was to do anything with this, I would probably gift it in the future. This one as well. Yeah, I like to collect the unnumbered autographs. I don't know why, but yeah, this came out of the same box. Seth Rollins, not a great autograph. Quite lazy, SR. But although, you know, it's not even close to his real name, so he can sign with whatever he wants. It's just his character. Seth Rollins, I do like Seth. I've pulled his autograph maybe twice before. So this is the third time I pulled his autograph, but the other 2 were numbered versions, and one of them was a ringside actions, and the other one was an on-card, but it didn't look very good. I didn't really like the on-card autograph. So yeah, this one actually looks good. And this is from 2022. Prism. Again, this one is also another recent one, and that's Hakim Wild. I've always liked him. I've always thought he was a great wrestler, although I don't ever recall him speaking. I don't even know if he can speak, but I just like him as a wrestler. I think he's talented. If he came across the WWE when he was younger, he might have got a bigger push. But also, you can only get so far if you can't speak. So I'll quickly move on from that one. Again, I'm going through ones that I pulled really recently. So I'll get to the other ones, the older ones. But this is Bret Hart, obviously one of my favorite wrestlers. This is also my sister's favorite wrestler growing up. He wasn't my favorite wrestler. My favorite wrestler growing up was actually Owen Hart. And I wish I could get Owen Hart's autograph, but unfortunately, what happened to him was really unfortunate. But Bret is, again, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Great technician in the ring, great entertainer, and also a great heel. When he was the bad guy, feuding with Austin at Survivor Series with the Hart Foundation, that was one of my favorite things of all time. Canadian Stampede, that was awesome. So, Bret Hart. The next one. A lot of people don't like her, and I think now people are starting to like her now that she recently wrote on the Players Tribune about what happened with her feud with Tiffany Stratton, and that's Charlotte Flair. This is my daughter's favorite wrestler. I do like Charlotte. Her match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania a few years ago was great. Her match with Tiffany, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was sloppy, but I don't know if it was her. Even her matches now, some of them are they're hit and miss. Some of them are good, like the spots that they need to happen to end the match or whatever. They're always pretty good, but there's some sequences where I feel like it's poorly timed. I don't know if it's her or if it's this person she's working with, but she's still a great wrestler. She was one of the best female wrestlers that I've ever seen. I'll put her up there with Rhea. I don't know if I want to say Tiffany too soon, but Io, Bianca Belair, Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, they're all great. They're all really, really good wrestlers. Next one is just hilarious. How could you not like him? His interaction with Goldberg, if you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube, where he keeps calling Goldberg bro. Matt Riddle, unfortunately kicked out of the WWE. I don't know if he will ever be back, but he was entertaining. I didn't mind him. I thought he was a great wrestler. Great transition from MMA to wrestling. And even as a fighter in UFC, I quite liked him. He was entertaining. He was actually a good fighter. So I was surprised to see him transition to WWE and do it successfully as well. So, Matt Riddle. Next one. Like I say, I've got a lot of unnumbered ones, but this one's actually a numbered JBL autograph, numbered to 49. John Bradshaw Layfield. I didn't like him as the Bradshaw from the APA. I didn't like him then, but when he became this guy, so the cowboy, the rich Texan, he was hilarious. I actually found him really entertaining. And once they gave him the mic, I was really surprised that he actually could cut promos. He was really good at it as well. Made you believe that what he was saying. Sometimes some quite racial things to Mexicans, and yeah, you believed it. But one of his best friends was Eddie Guerrero. So yeah, I think there was a lot of acting behind it, but it was believable. Great wrestler. The clothesline from hell looks so devastating, but apparently it was a really safe move. So, JBL. Another guy which I think deserves a lot more credit for what he gets. The Miz. When I first set out to collect, I was thinking I really, really, really want a Miz autograph. And when I saw that it was actually signed like this with the dollar signs, I thought, if I can't pull one, I will buy one eventually. And luckily enough, I was able to pull one. So I pulled this from 2024. Yeah, Prism 2024. Wait, no, Select 2024. It's a Prism autograph. Again, unnumbered, but I like the Miz. I actually wish it was a vertical one, but it's a ringside actions. But I'll take it. The Miz. I'm hoping he comes back to the WWE, and I think he will. I think he will be one of John Cena's future opponents. I could see it happening. They will cut good promos together. But I don't know. John Cena's aura seems to be dying down a little. He's not getting the same pops that he used to, especially when he first turned heel. It's getting a mixed cheer, but boo. I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to stay heel for. I think he's going to turn soon. But I'm hoping he goes face again and comes up against a heel Miz. The next one is one that I don't know. This guy is probably one of the biggest stars for the past 20 years. Randy Orton. Unfortunate that it's him with a mustache here, because I can't really remember him with a mustache. He did have it for a while, but you see Randy Orton, you never think of him with a mustache. But yes, Randy. RKO. When he first came into the WWE and he was wearing the blue and yellow tights, the shorts, and he used to do a high cross body. That was his move. I thought this guy was going to be really, really good. I thought he had a bright future in the WWE. And then he changed his moveset, changed like almost everything about him. He was no longer this lean, skinny guy. He became massive. And even now, he's like even bigger than what he was. But yeah, Randy Orton, he's changed a lot over time. He's gotten better at speaking. How could you not like him? He's happy to take a back seat, not be the champion, promote other guys. It's really good. The next guy, I've got two of his autographs. Which one should I go through first? I'll probably go through the rookie auto that I got. And that's Grayson Waller, the Aussie. When I saw Grayson Waller wrestle, I was thinking, he's really good. And finding out that he was Australian, I thought, wow, can't wait till they push him. Then I found out he was like 38 years old. I was like, wow, he looks a lot younger than what he actually is. Maybe he's not going to get that push. But I saw him recently on Raw. So he's been doing those promos with the New Day. And he looks really lean. Looks much leaner than what he's been in the past. Maybe he's getting ready for a push. I don't know. Don't know what's happening. But this is a rookie autograph that I got, I think, near when I first started collecting. And that's numbered 49. Oh, number 249. That's number 19 of 49. And I'm keeping this one because it's a rookie autograph. And yeah, I like Grayson Waller. When they come down to promote Crown Jewel, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be one of the lead promoters for it. Him and Rhea, they got to be. I mean, he promoted Elimination Chamber last year and did a great job. And, you know, fans actually reacted to him because he's Australian, but also he's probably a better speaker than most people think. But sometimes he puts it on way too much, though. He puts on that really Australian accent, and you go, nah, don't do that. But anyway, that's that. His second autograph, and that's an on-card autograph, and that's the reason why I'm keeping this one. That's Grayson Waller in Elite. Unnumbered, but that's when he's in NXT. Grayson Waller. Autograph looks almost the same. Yeah, it's probably still his. You wouldn't say that's forged. Next one is Rhea Ripley. So I was so psyched when I pulled this. Unfortunately, she doesn't look like this anymore. She looks much more feminine now, but more muscular. It's strange, like her face and her hair and everything. She looks a lot more feminine, but her body is more masculine. It's really strange. But Rhea Ripley, she's, yeah, I'd say her and Io and Bianca Belair, that match at WrestleMania was one of the best matches I've ever seen. That was such a good match. And her as an individual wrestler, she's great. She's absolutely fantastic. She sells well. She promotes other wrestlers. She executes her moves. The only downside is her mic skills. She also puts on an Australian accent way too hard. She obviously has an Australian accent, but some of it seems a little bit over the top. Also numbered to 49, and I'm keeping that one along with Grayson Waller because they're both blue. Both ringside actions, but from various years. So this is 2022 and this is 2023. But, you know, the Aussies, blue and red, just to match the flag. This next one is the only card that I have in my collection that I did not actually pull myself. I randomly entered a break, and I don't enter many of them. There's very few that I actually enter. Probably, I don't know, one every 6 months for wrestling. I try to enter some basketball ones, but because basketball, I wouldn't mind having some cards, but it's just way too costly to try to chase cards in basketball. And I don't know, I don't get that much enjoyment out of trying to chase specific cards because I know that the chances are very, very slim because they produce so many more basketball cards than almost every other sport. Maybe baseball. Baseball and basketball, they probably produce the most. Probably basketball because basketball is more international, especially in China and, Europe, Australia, US, South America. It's everywhere. But baseball is kind of limited. Japan, Korea, Taiwan, the US, Mexico, maybe some parts of South America. But yeah, this one, I can't even remember the point that I was getting to. But this one is, a card that I entered in a break and I won it. Randomly, I didn't even know I won it until it came in the mail. That's Io Sky. One of my favorite wrestlers and one of the best female wrestlers I've ever seen. When I first saw her wrestle, I was like, she's really good. Not as just a technician, but just the way that she sold moves. It looked like she really, really got hurt. But yeah, she was great. It looks like she lands on her head a lot, and I don't know how she manages to survive sometimes and not get injured. I say that, but then she'll get injured. But this is from Photogenic. It might be the only Photogenic autograph that I actually have in my collection. Yeah, I think it is. Did I pull any other autographs? I can't even remember if I actually... No, I definitely pulled autographs from Photogenic. But this is the only one that I've actually kept in my collection. And yeah, Io Sky. I wish I had Kairi Sane as well. I think Kairi also has a picture perfect autograph as well. Never managed to pull it. There's not many Photogenic boxes left in the world. And if you want to buy the individual card, it's quite expensive. Probably the cost of buying a box. But yeah, unnumbered, picture perfect, Io Sky. I'll take it. This next one is the second time that I actually pulled this autograph. Hang on. So I pulled the autograph. I actually released a short very recently. where I showed the first autograph I ever pulled from WWE products, and it was of Tiffany Stratton. That's when she was in the NXT and not very well known. I knew her, but I didn't think she was top tier. I didn't think she was going to be the future world champ. You know, a lot of female wrestlers come up through there, or a lot of male wrestlers come up through there, and they're stars in NXT. Get to the main card, and they're like, you know, just die out, or just mid carders. Not her. Her rise from NXT to the main card to champ was pretty fast. So I pulled, this is basically 2 years ago, I pulled her autograph. It was a red select autograph. So that would have been numbered to 99 or something. And I thought, you know, I don't really want to keep it. I'll list it on eBay. I listed it on eBay for $100. $100 Australian. Nobody touched it. Like, not a single person even looked at it. Got no one really asking about it or anything. Eventually someone offered me $75 for it, Australian. And I was like, nah, I'll hold on to it for a bit. And then I think it was probably December 2023, before she made it to the main card. Actually, she may have just had a match with Becky Lynch and lost the NXT title. And that match was actually really good. And somebody offered me $80 for it. And I was like, you know, I do want to buy more products. I didn't want to invest so much and just keep buying cards. I needed to offload something. And I was like, fine, I'll sell it for $80. That was the biggest mistake of my life. I think that card right now is probably worth like 300 plus Australian. So that was one of the biggest mistakes I've made in this hobby. It wasn't even a rookie card, but it was the first autograph that you could get of Tiffany. Oh, actually the second. She signed Prism ones, but there weren't many floating around. But in Select, I had it, and I can't believe it. It's not even the worst thing, because there was other cards of her autographs. I think I was trying to find like a comparison, and there was a tie-dye version, which is numbered to 25, of the same card, but tie-dye variation. And that sold for $40 Australian. So whoever got that got an absolute bargain. And if they held on to it, it's probably worth like, I don't know, 400 plus. Anyway, new breed. Tiffany Stratton, not an on card, but it's a sticker auto. But it's a great photo. Her previous photos were not very flattering, sorry. She looks completely different. She looks more like, this card looks more like what she looks like now. Compared to the other card, didn't look anything like her. But yes, this is from Elite. No, yeah, Elite. Unnumbered, but that's a new breed from when she was in NXT, or coming up from NXT. Tiffany Stratton. So for various reasons, you know, I think she's a great wrestler. I think she's got a bright future ahead of her. And yeah, I think I got this in June. I did made this short the other day. I got this card just before she won Money in the Bank, and I was thinking she's going to be champ one day. By that point, after Elimination Chamber, when I saw her in person at Elimination Chamber in Perth, I knew she was going to become champ. I reckon that's when everything turned for her. At Elimination Chamber, anything before Elimination Chamber, so Royal Rumble, whatever, no one really cheered for her. She was doing all these high-flying moves, doing moonsault, and doing the swanton off the top rope onto the floor, onto other wrestlers, and she wasn't really getting many pops. She came to Perth at Elimination Chamber and people were chanting Tiffy time, and she wasn't even doing anything. She was just there. She was standing in her pod just doing nothing, and people were chanting Tiffy time. And the chant was just deafening. And at that point, I knew that she was going to be a big star. But anyway, cheers. I've actually got 2 of her autographs, and this one is a gold Phoenix, which I pulled from Chronicles, number 3 of 10. Again, that is after she won Money in the Bank, I believe. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton. You can't have enough Tiffany Stratton autographs. But yeah, that's just another one. The next one is the first dual autograph that I ever got, and I thought it was pretty cool because I've always wanted a dual autograph card, and I managed to get one. And not only did I get one, I got one numbered 6 of 10, so it's a gold version of it as well. And that's Rey Mysterio. I've always wanted a Rey Mysterio autograph. I loved him when he was in WCW. When he came to the WWE, I was thought he was good, but he was way better in WCW. And then Dominic Mysterio. I had high hopes for Dom. I saw him at the beginning of his career and I thought it was absolutely horrible. In 2023, he was still horrible. But as the time went on, he was wrestling every week and he was getting progressively better. Better at selling, better at executing moves, and I thought he's really putting in the work. And I thought he's going to become a big star in the future. And he can talk. He's actually quite funny. Recently, the way that he climbed up to the apron, what was that? It was the adrenaline in my soul. I thought that was hilarious. But yes, dual autograph of father and son, Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio, passing the torch. So he's definitely passed the torch to Dom, and I'm hoping he has a retirement match against Dom. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how Rey Mysterio's career is going to end, but he's done well with getting Dom into the wrestling business. Good job. Next autograph is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Immortal Inc. Managed to pull that from Impeccable as well. Numbered to 99, and that's an on-card autograph. I kept this one because it's on-card, and it's of arguably one of the greatest wrestlers to ever wrestle, or one of the greatest speakers, entertainers. He's amazing. He's a completely different person to the character that he played in the WWE. If you watch his podcast or watch his videos where he's talking to other wrestlers, he's just a great person. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I really, truly believed him as a kid watching his feud with Bret Hart. I hated him. I hated Stone Cold. But no, as time went on, I really enjoyed him, especially when he was the comedic Stone Cold. When he was wrestling, he wasn't wrestling. He was doing all the comedy with Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon and The Undertaker. I think it was during Invasion, so he couldn't wrestle, but he was representing the WWE at the time. And then he turned against the WWE. But yeah, he was great. During that era, that time, you found the funny side of Stone Cold. It was hilarious. Next one is also another Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I kept this one because this was one of the biggest autographs that I pulled very early on. So in 2023, I pulled a redemption, and it was of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I thought, wow, I'm not going to get a better autograph than this. And I do consider Stone Cold as one of the greatest wrestlers ever. Do consider him, one of the... Is he on Mount Rushmore for me? The Rock's definitely on there. I would argue you'd have to put Stone Cold on there, but I don't know. There's guys coming up, or there's guys currently like Roman Reigns. You could argue that he should be up there right now. He's got that aura about him. This is a numbered version as well, so 23 of 35. Stone Cold. It's just a different photo as well. I mean, one's in his iconic vest and the other one's in an Austin 316 shirt. Can't hurt to have both. But this is a stickered autograph, but it's slightly off there. But I'll still hang on to that one. Next one is, I don't know. Some people might not like it, but I have to say, Hulk Hogan. He's got to be up there on almost everybody's Mount Rushmore, whether you like him or not. He put wrestling on the map. I wouldn't be watching wrestling if Hulk Hogan didn't exist. I don't think it would ever make it to the shores of Australia if Hulk Hogan was not promoting the WWF at the time. Everybody knew Hulk Hogan. My dad was a Hulk Hogan fan, so that's the whole reason why we watched wrestling, because my dad watched it. And yeah, I think I was like 3 years old and I was a Hulk Hogan fan. Looking back at it, like, if I was an adult, I don't know if I'd like it or not. But I was a 3-year-old kid and, how could you not like wrestling? It was so cool. Numbered 20 of 49. And again, this is probably one of the biggest autographs that I would ever get. Well, that's what I think anyway. I've still got, quite a few years, I'd say, of wrestling cards still going to be produced. I can't see wrestling cards fading out. I mean, basketball has been going for a long time. Baseball. UFC, what came first? Wrestling cards or UFC? Nah, definitely wrestling cards. But they're only getting better as well. So I would say as long as they keep producing wrestling cards, which at the moment is a bit of a struggle, because if you've tried to buy any wrestling cards recently, Topps have not released anything for a long time. They keep saying Cactus Jack, that set's coming, Universe is coming, but we're yet to see it. So until we see it, we won't believe it. Anyway, and the final card in my collection was, it's probably the one I was most psyched to get, and that is The Rock. Kaboom. I opened this in January or February 2024. I still remember opening it because I had finished the day and came back to my desk, and my family were away, and I opened this box and yelled at the top of my lungs when I pulled this card. I was so stoked. Not only was it a Kaboom, it's of The Rock. Like, I didn't want anybody else. Maybe John Cena, but if I had a choice, I would definitely choose The Rock. And pulling this card was absolutely amazing. I would love to get it graded one day. I would love to get all these cards graded one day, but I'm scared that some of them might come back as something less than a 10. And that's not of a fault of me, but I think it would just be centering of the cards or, the way that they actually come in the packaging. So, some of the corners might not be so good. This one's actually not too bad. It's not bad there, but yeah, The Rock. How could you not like that card? This is my prized possession. I've I haven't even shown you my other collection. This is just my wrestling collection over 2 years. And this is my personal wrestling collection over 2 years. I've got, yeah, like 1,000 other wrestling cards, which I need to list on eBay. I've got a lot of them listed already. If you haven't visited my store, eBay store, check it out. I've probably got like another 200 or 300 cards which I haven't listed. I haven't had the time to photograph and put on eBay. I will eventually get around to doing it when I find the time. But I've got other cards that I collect as well. So I've still got basketball, and I've got basketball all the way back from probably the 90s, early 90s. Nothing really great, but some rookie cards. No numbered cards from the 90s or anything like that. The only numbered cards that I got was probably the earliest was around 2015, 2016. That season, that's when I started to get numbered cards. And then not a lot of them, but some. And then I've got Pokemon cards. And that's probably worth... is it worth more than my actual collection here? This personal collection that I've got, maybe my Pokemon cards? Nah, actually, yeah, probably would be. I've got quite a few Pokemon cards, and I've got them from 1999. So that's not the first edition ones that were pretty much only available in the US. I've got the other versions, so the retail version that came out after that, which were available in Australia. I've got a lot of the holos from the base set. I don't know if you guys want to see my Pokemon collection, but I'm not going to do it in this video. If you do want to see my Pokemon collection, let me know. I can probably show that off in another video. But this is just my wrestling collection over 2 years. So this is how bad it can be for you if you choose to take up collecting cards, especially wrestling cards. In 2 years, see how much debt you get into. If you do want to see my other cards, Pokemon, I'll be more than happy to show them off. Got a lot of older sets, got a lot of newer sets, and I think I really started to get back into Pokemon at Evolving Skies. So that is, if you know anything about Pokemon, that's probably one of the most sought after sets, and that's exactly when I started to get back in, and I went in pretty hard to get into that set. And then went into 25th anniversary, Fusion Strike. I can't even remember the others. I can't even remember what they're called. There's been so many. Pokemon gets released like every week, it seems. I just bought a whole bunch today for my daughter to open. She'll open on her channel, maybe over this weekend, hopefully. And we'll put that video up for her. But yeah, I let my daughter open all my Pokemon cards right now. I used to open them, but I can't keep opening cards. Like I'd love to, but I want to share that hobby with my daughter as well. Maybe one day my son will get into it and I'll let him open them. But at the moment, just wrestling cards for me. I did dabble in NBA for a bit, opening NBA cards, but it became way too expensive to go hard in WWE and then in basketball as well. It was just double the pain. Double the pain for your hip pocket. Don't do it. Don't do it. And that's my advice to anybody. If you're choosing to collect more than one sport, stick to one. Stick to one to open. The other one, if you want to open individual cards, go ahead. Sorry, if you want to buy individual cards, go ahead. But stick to one sport if you want to actually open them. Or one TGC. One TCG. Yeah, what did I just say? Did I say TGC? No, TCG. It's very late. All right. Anyway, that is my personal collection. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've now know that I like a whole bunch of random wrestlers. There's a whole bunch of wrestlers that I still want to get autographs of. Shawn Michaels is one. The Undertaker is another. Who else is there? Kurt Angle. I'd love to get another Kurt Angle autograph. Who else? Who else do I really like? LA Knight, I haven't got. Jacob Fatu. Tonga Loa, just for fun. I would love to pull that autograph one day. Unfortunately, I don't have any JD McDonoughs in my collection. I got rid of those. I should have just held on to them. I really should have held on to them. I've got a few redemptions that I'm still waiting on. So I've got a Bray Wyatt redemption, which I need to call Panini and try to get a replacement for, because I don't think I'm ever going to get that. And you all know why. There's Triple H, which I really want. I've got, I don't know if it's one or two. Trish Stratus. I don't want that autograph, but I don't know. Just her recent match brought her back to popularity. I don't really want the autograph though, but if I get it, I get it. I try to get a replacement. I don't know if they'll ever replace it. I've still got Nikki Cross autographs waiting to be fulfilled. Don't want those. Can't think of the others that I've actually got. Damian Priest, AJ Styles. Who else we got? Sami Zayn. I don't want Sami Zayn. I'd love to get that replaced. What else we got? No, that's pretty much it. I'd love to pull the Brock's autograph. One day. I think he's signed him. Yeah, he's definitely signed him in Topps. So maybe the next Topps product, hopefully I can get his autograph in the next few years. If Topps still produce the Rock autographs, I'll be chasing it. One autograph, which I really do want though. Sorry. Obviously I want John Cena as well. Before he retires, I need to get John Cena's autograph. But there's one other one. Logan Paul. I've become such a big fan of Logan Paul recently. I think he's just getting better and better. He's definitely getting better in the ring, but he's also getting better in promos. He's obviously not a bad guy, but he's trying to play the bad guy as much as he can. And I'm hoping that I do get his autograph one day. I would love to get it. Oh, who else is there? Can't think of anyone else right now. But that's it. That's it for my collection. Oop. I should actually put them all in team bags as well, which I haven't. But that one's staying in my collection, that one's staying in my collection, and that one's staying in my collection now. So I've got 3 more to add to my collection, which just arrived today. And then they'll stay there. So Carlito. I don't think I'll ever be able to pull another Carlito autograph, especially now that he's no longer in the WWE. So I'll definitely hang on to that one. Dominic Mysterio. Can't get enough Dirty Dom. I reckon he's going to be a future world champ. I mean, he's got the makings of Randy Orton behind him. He's put in his work, getting better at everything. Unless he really screws up, which I don't think he will, he'll be a future world champ. He probably needs to add some muscle though, but future world champ. Mark my words. That's a big collection. Not that big though. I mean, other people probably have bigger collections than this, but you know, I don't collect absolutely everything. Mainly autographs and of random wrestlers. That's all I can say. I also want Karrion Kross. That's another autograph I want. Now I remember. Karrion Kross, Austin Theory. I need to get those autographs one day. Those ones aren't really that hard to find, I don't think. but I will eventually get them. Anyway, that is my personal collection. That is a very long video, long-winded, but I talked about pretty much anything and everything about wrestling. I'm keen to actually do some live streams, and I don't know exactly what I will do in those live streams because I can't be sitting here opening boxes, for hours. I don't have that much product to open, especially now because there's like a real shortage. I want to play games. I really do want to play games and just talk to anybody and everybody. Talk to the world. If you're keen to support me, I'll be keen to do it across multiple platforms. YouTube, obviously, but I'm also keen to do it on Twitch. It's just difficult though. If I'm playing like Fortnite or something, it's really hard to, read text and talk and concentrate and try to win games. It's really hard. But if I play something else, I don't know, I could play wrestling. I could play WWE. Don't know what mode I'd play, but I could do that. Or I could play something a little bit more relaxing or single player. So let me know, what games should I actually play? I'm happy to talk about wrestling. Happy to talk about absolutely anything. But just let me know. And I'll try to make it work. It'd be probably a weekend though that I'd have to do it, like a Friday or Saturday night. Probably best times that work for me. I can't just do it in the middle of the day. Wish I could, but unfortunately I can't. And also with the kids awake and stuff, I'd rather spend time with the kids rather than, trying to live stream videos. I would like to do watch parties one day, watch live events, talk about wrestling, talk about my thoughts, just laugh about what's actually happening in the wrestling world at the moment. I'll be keen to do that. Maybe one day, maybe during Raw or Smackdown. Maybe not Smackdown. Smackdown's a bit difficult because it airs at various times all over the world because it's not exactly live. But Raw, maybe, or PLE. Maybe one of the future PLEs. Seems like a good idea. It's normally like a Sunday morning for me. I don't know what time it is for the rest of the world. But if you're a wrestling fan, you're probably going to tune in anyway. But yeah, maybe a watch party. See how we go. Well, anyway, that is my personal collection. That is me opening my cherry collectibles party pie or cherry pie, pulling a random card and opening my redemptions from Topps, which have all been fulfilled. So good job, Topps. One step better than Panini. Still got like 5 pending redemptions from Panini. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Maybe I'll do this again in another year or two and see if my collection has gotten any better or worse. Thank you very much. I'm Play13. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Leave a comment down below about your thoughts. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Rhea Ripley.
1 of 1 Braun Strowman.
Oh, I got him. Oh, you got him.